SpongeBob, with 13 seasons released over 20 plus years, 2 spin-off shows, and 3 movies. I have to ask, what is the state of modern SpongeBob? Let's talk about it. So for the main show, I'm going to talk about the most recent season, Season 13, which seems to be doing fine. From my perspective, it seems most people consider a lot of the newer episodes from the newest season to be meh or bad. Of course, there are people like me who still enjoy watching the show and think that there are some good episodes in this recent season. I'm not saying the entire season is amazing, but I'm excited to see what episodes come out in the future and where the show goes from here. And although there are good episodes from this season, like Salty Sponge and Patrick the Mailman, I don't think that most of them are as good as a lot of the other modern episodes from Season 9, 10, 11, and 12. But I don't think the show has run out of ideas. I just think that because the SpongeBob team has to work on 3 shows, they have to stretch their ideas and team across each of them. And that's what I think has caused the feeling of no inspiration in episodes like Friendiversary. Moving on to Camp Coral. This has to be my least favorite out of the 3 shows. I probably don't dislike it as much as everyone else, but I still think the show has its problems. One problem I have is how the show feels like a weaker version of the main show. The show has the same main characters, only now they're kids and are at camp, which I feel really limits what they can do, since most of the ideas have to revolve around the characters being at camp. And another problem I have is with the style and animation. I don't think it's bad, I just don't think the exaggerated style that modern SpongeBob takes works that well in the 3D animation that Camp Coral uses. And there's probably multiple reasons why. Like the SpongeBob team not being used to working on 3D animated shows as much as working on 2D animated shows, or maybe they don't have a high enough budget for Camp Coral. Regardless of the reason, because of Camp Coral's animation style, I think it would work better as a simpler and more laid-back show, which would help give the show its own style, a reason to watch it, and it would help the animation to not have to be so weird. Moving on to the Patrick Star Show, I think it has the most potential out of all the shows that are out now. Why do I think so? Because it's the only show that has changed recently. The Patrick Star Show began as just another addition to the SpongeBob franchise. It was script-driven like the other shows and had most of the same team as the other shows. However, starting with the episode The Powderfly Effect, the show switched to being storyboard-driven. They also have a lot of new crew members working on the show now, which I think has resulted in more creative episodes. Patrick and his family actually feel like real characters now, instead of just being dumb mostly, and there's a lot more funny jokes. Episodes like The Powderfly Effect, The Patrick Star Show Sells Out, Neptune's Ball, Dad's Stash Dash, The Starry Awards, Blorp's Giving, and The Patrick Star Show Cashes In really show how The Patrick Star Show has improved in my opinion. However, the one episode that I think tops all these is Little Pascals. There's just something about this episode that makes me happy when I watch it. It has a well-paced, simple yet fun story, overall good comedy, and its 1920s inspired animation make this episode one of the most impressive episodes of The Patrick Star Show so far. I hope more people will give these new episodes of The Patrick Star Show a chance. The show has improved a lot since its first few episodes, and I don't see anyone talking about it. I know Bubble Bass Reviews has been talked about, and while I do think that Bubble Bass Reviews is a good episode, I don't think it's the best episode to show how The Patrick Star Show has improved. Moving on to the movies, I can't really give my opinion on the movies coming out, since we don't have trailers for any of them. All we know is that one of them is a main theatrical film, 3 of them are spin-off films set for streaming. The theatrical film is named the SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants, and is about SpongeBob going to the deepest depths of the ocean to face off against the Flying Dutchman. And one of the spin-off films is named Saving Bikini Bottom, the Sandy Cheeks movie, and is about SpongeBob and Sandy saving Bikini Bottom from an evil CEO. All I can say is that the movies sound interesting. So, what is the state of modern SpongeBob? I think the state of modern SpongeBob is good. I know many people think SpongeBob is out of ideas, or SpongeBob will continue to be mediocre. But I'm excited to see where SpongeBob goes and what happens in the future. The Patrick Star Show has given me hope that SpongeBob as a franchise could change for the better. And even if it doesn't change anytime soon, there's nothing wrong with keeping up with something you like and hoping for it to get better. And that's the end of this review. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.